Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're going to be looking at the LMG, the Holger. This is one of the LMGs that was fairly new to the game. It's something that you have to unlock. So I've done that. I've unlocked the attachments. I've played around with some Recoil and I've had a look at the time to kill graphs. And I've also done some multiplayer games just to get a feel of the weapon, see how well it performs in those game modes. So if you just sit back and enjoy the video. So I also stream on Twitch. Link is down below in the description. So if you want to pop over there, you can jump on Twitch, follow me. I'll keep you updated on when my streams go live. You can jump in the chat, have a chat with me, and we can play some games, have some fun. So firstly, we're just going to talk about some of the attachments that come with the Holger. So it's pretty standard with the muzzles. You've got breaching, you've got flash, muzzle, lightweight suppressor, tactical suppressor and compensator. And the one that's mainly used across the range of guns that we use in Call of Duty, the monolithic suppressor, does the same thing pretty much across the board in all the weapons. You know, your standard sound suppression and increases damage range as well. So we've got that, but the main thing I've found with the Holger, its attachments very limited. Most weapons have an increased barrel length, which increases damage, reduces recoil, but this weapon only has shorter barrels that only seem to assist with the aim down sight speed, as you can see, and the smallest one will help with the movement speed as well. So we haven't got that damage buff that we see across all the other weapons with the barrel there. The lasers, again, standard across the board, nothing different there. Optics, exactly the same. Now, with the stocks, there's 4 stocks, or should I say 3, 1 no stock. Again, mainly around mobility, you know, your ADS speed, you've got aiming stability as well, which I find mostly useless from what I've been testing across the weapons. Aim walking movement speed, aim down sight speed, and your aim down sight speed. So there's nothing again that will help with your recoil, stabilization or anything like that in the stocks. Now the grips, again, same across the board, same with the perks. Now the ammunition, it comes with a standard 100 round mag. We can reduce that to the 30 round, as you can see. Increases your ADS, your sprint to fire speed, your movement speed, and your reload quicker. So again, it's mainly around mobility. Doesn't add any extra damage, any extra range. Just around mobility and your ADS there. And again, I think the 30 round mag, 30 rounds is not enough. It's a very small mag. You constantly find your reload in multiplayer and warzone. So again, that's not brilliant either. And again, with the underbarrels, you got your standard stuff again. I do tend to find the Commando foregrip was better during my testing. The motor foregrip again reduces recoil. It doesn't have a great deal of recoil for an LMG anyway. And I found that Commando foregrip just tightened that spread and just made it a bit more vertical rather than horizontal. So across the board, I think the attachments aren't great for this weapon. There's not really anything that gives that damage buff. And as you can see, when we move on to the time to kill graph compared to some of the other LMGs, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that damage buff, because at the moment this is just bottom of the board. I don't think there's anything going for this at the moment. But let's look at the time to kill and we'll compare with the other weapons and you can see what you think. So as you can see here now, we've got the time to kill chart. Now I've tried to compare it to some of the other LMGs. So I've got the Brewer Mark 9 and I've got the PKM in there as well. They've all got fairly similar attachments where I can. Obviously the Holger hasn't got. The majority of the attachments that the other LMGs have got, but I've tried to keep it as similar as possible. As you can see, the Holger isn't close to the time to kill on the other two LMGs, the Bruin and the PKM. It's very slow. As you can see, I'm going to roll some footage of me playing a multiplayer match with the Holger, just so you can get a feel of how much damage this weapon does, or how little damage this weapon does, should I say. It just feels slow, it feels weak, it feels like you're shooting marshmallows at people, I'm not going to lie. So I did find it very difficult to use in multiplayer because of that. Now, as you can see, it goes up very fast. The upwards trend is quite large, and the gap, especially towards the end here, between the Bruin and the PKM is just insane. So for an LMG, I just think it's so different to all the other LMGs. It's just above and beyond what you'd expect from the LMG, really. In comparison to some of the assault rifles, it's more similar along their trend, but you have all the negatives of an LMG, but none of the real benefits of the assault rifles. So if we just pop back onto the comparison table here, as you can see, the range modifier is plus 10%. That's not a lot, as you can see, compared to the Bruin and the PKM. They've got the barrel length upgrades, which increase that range modifier, increase that damage control as well. The only advantage this thing's got going for it is the ADS speed. Now, obviously, that is going to be quicker compared to some of the other LMGs, purely because this weapon is sort of geared in between an assault rifle and an LMG. So its ADS is quicker, its sprint to fire time is going to be quicker, and its tactical sprint to fire time is going to be quicker naturally as well. But as you can see, the movement speed compared to the other LMGs, it's not that much of a difference. There is a slight difference, but it's not massive. So you don't really get that real advantage of going towards the assault rifle rather than the LMG there either. So the recoil, again, there's not a great deal of support for the recoil. We get a lot of the recoil minus percentages again from the longer barrels, which the Holger doesn't have. It just feels like that's something that they needed to implement that is missing, that would make this weapon viable to use in multiplayer and warzone as well. So overall, stats wise, numbers, figures, and time to kill, this weapon really doesn't have any major advantages. You know, you gear towards more LMG because it's got the damage. Some of them have got real good recoil control, but we know they're going to be slow mobility, they're going to be slow ADS, but that's something that just comes with the LMG. Now, if you're looking for something quicker, more mobile, that doesn't necessarily have all the damage of an LMG, but is still powerful, you've got the assault rifles, and then right in between that, you've got the Holger. It has some of the worst bits of the LMG, and it has some of the worst bits of the assault rifle, and none of the real benefits of either. So here we're going to see some gameplay of me using the Holger shipment. I believe it's cranked from some of the clips that I've been using here. As you can see, that I died quite a few times in this match. I found that when I was shooting them, it just didn't seem to do the damage that most of the other guns use. Now, I know this is a small map, and normally I'll be using SMG or some of the ARs with some of the attachments to make it a quicker ADS, more mobility. So initially I started off with the Holger with the shorter barrel, the 30 round mag, just everything to make it a bit quicker mobility, quicker ADS due to the size of the map. On quite a few occasions I was shooting them, I got plenty of hit markers, but they just weren't dropping, when I found that I'd normally be dropping these players a lot quicker with some of the other weapons, especially some from the SMG class and mainly around the AR. I have done a video with the Bruin as well on shipment. It is on my YouTube channel. It's on some of my previous videos if you want to check that out. And I found that was insane compared to this LMG. The Bruin is heaps above this. Now, I know they've tried to make this, like I said previously, in between an assault rifle and an LMG, but it just doesn't fit anywhere. I found it almost completely useless whilst I was playing this map and game mode. Now, I do try something different. I try to change the barrel. I take off the short barrel and put it back to a standard one, just to see if that'd increase any of the damage. I know it increased the ADS and mobility as well, but I just wanted to see what that was like also. I did find that there was a very slight increase in damage. I probably was dropping the players quicker than I was with the smaller barrel, but not a lot. I didn't find it that obvious. And as you can see, RPG meta and shipment at the moment, GG. But no, I did find that this gun doesn't really fit anywhere. It's not worth giving it a try. I just didn't enjoy using it. I didn't enjoy using it at all. There's definitely plenty of other weapons I would choose over this one. So now we've done all the tests, we've gone through all the attachments, you've seen some gameplay footage, and we've gone through the time to kill graph. As you can see, considering the unlock for this weapon isn't the easiest thing to do, it's one of the newer LMGs as well. I think this thing is by far the worst LMG on the list. It has nothing to increase damage. The time to kill is really bad for an LMG, and it doesn't help with the ADS and mobility of an LMG also. So overall, I think this weapon is not viable in multiplayer or Warzone, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but from what I've found, it's definitely not something I would use in either of those game modes. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video and you want to keep updated with my new videos when they come out, just pop that subscribe button at the bottom if you haven't already, and just press that bell notification to get the notifications when my videos come out. I really appreciate your help, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.